I have one more question about casting. It might be a little like it might not be too easy to answer in this kind of forum, but it was one other kind of personal problem that I experienced, and I'm sure others experience this as casters as well. It's just kind of how do you figure out how to value yourself as a commentator? Like, how do you know what kind of price to put on your services? You know what I mean? Like, it's such a up in the air kind of industry. If you're new as a caster, do you ask for money? Do you volunteer? You gotta feed yourself, right? It's hard to kind of find that balance.
So first thing I'd say is don't be afraid to ask other people. Don't just go in and just, I get it. Doing it for free, your first stuff, and build it like anybody else, you have to build a portfolio. I totally understand that. You have to build a portfolio. You have to do the groundwork. With the local lands and the local stuff and the small things, yes, do them for free. If there's biggest, the grassroots stuff's a perfect example. Get yourself in there and have a crack at it. There's no reason why. A company is going to love grassroots events. We know are done on a more cheaper sounds bad, but let's just put it that way, a slightly cheaper and less budgeted way.
Sure.
So for any kind of organizer that's looking to save money, a caster is going to work for free. It's always good. Yeah. However, there is another side to that, and I'll always say never do something for free. Make sure that there's something in it for you. And you've also got to be careful that you don't go in and just say, oh, I'm doing this and undercut other people, because then it can look bad. So there is a downside to that as well.
Right.
So long as you're working in a team where you're all on the same level, you're all understanding what's happening, you're all understanding how things are going to be working. If you're going to be going to an event where everyone's not charging anything or next to nothing, then you're a team. You speak about it, be open. But I would always ask fellow casters, because there's nothing like going in and overcharging, and it's like, well, I'm getting 10 grand and you're getting 4, and it's like, well, shit, now I've just upset everybody, because everyone's it's like, well, so and so's not here because you went in £1,000 cheaper in a day, and it's like, well, shit, now I've just upset the rest of the team. So it does come down to a bit of a family value where you have to speak to the rest of the team, just so it doesn't sound like you're treading on toes, but certainly don't make something happen that's not there, if you understand what I'm saying. But we've all got to build, we've all got to get a foundation, we've all got to start from somewhere. In terms of the bigger stuff, you should know yourself and your own value. I think it comes to a point where, look, it is a job. If you are going to do it for a job, if you're missing days from work, it's like, well, I've got to put food on the table. I've got I've got things and bills that need paying. I can't just do this for free. If I'm going to lose X amount of money by taking days off, then I need X amount of cover. And that's how I did my first events in America. I went away and I said, okay, well, I need to do this. I need time off work. I need time this, blah, 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 blah. So I jotted it all down. What was the minimum that I would be losing? Bare minimum. Wrote it all down, then went back to ESL and said, look, this is what I will lose from work, and this is what I need to cover. And that's how I did my, because I know when I got sent to Boston, I was like, shit, this is just insane. I've never charged anything like this before. What do I do? Where do I go?
That's my position right now is, what the hell do you charge?
Yeah. So I went away and I said, you know what? This will be X amount, blah, 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 blah. This is what I need to cover my bills. This is what I think I'm worth. I tried some other people, got some definitely. I mean, for that one, I just charged what it was. I mean, thankfully, what they came back with was more than that anyway. But I just wanted my bills covered. I just wanted my time off work covering. With everything else, I think it's a matter of speaking to people who you're going to be working with at the event, your close friends. I don't think it's rude to ask. You know that people are going to be on different levels. You know, there's going to be your tier, your S rank, your tier A star, whatever, up at the top, and then
can't ask for golden
down.
Boy money coming into your first tournament.
Oh, if you want Alex at an event, you're going to be paying $50K a day. Let's be real.
Okay.
It's simple as that. Mr. Worldwide himself. Mr. Worldwide himself. If there's no Lambo picking him up and driving him to the airport, I don't want to know.
Oh my God.
But no, I think it's definitely speaking to people and understanding your own values.
Yes.
That's quite critical. Know your worth. I will say this, and this does piss me off. Don't let TOs take the piss out of you. If you know you're worth something, don't do it for jack shit. Like, don't let anyone walk over you.
Either. Yeah, you can't.
No,
exactly.
It's like,
there's like a good middle ground where it's like,
I'm going to pay you an exposure. Well, I'm sorry, but exposure don't put food on the table. So just don't let people take the piss out of you either. That's a big thing in all of this. I know there's working for free, and I know there's building a portfolio, but there's also people will take advantage of that and take the piss out of you.
Yeah. Yeah. So many important things that you just brought up. I mean, just communicating seems to be a fundamental thing with everyone, gaining knowledge and networking and figuring out what really, is the best way to approach things, picking your battles as well, kind of identifying, how large is this event? What does this mean for me? Even kind of outlining specific things that you'd be gaining from this experience, maybe besides, just the monetary exposure or whatever else it is. And then thinking, what do I lose? What's the opportunity cost in this situation? Missing work, what's the bare minimum I need to cover that? So I think these are all really great things that I'm going to have to think of trying to get gigs myself, and I'm sure other casters can kind of agree here.